Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. Love my good friend Tony Powers to be on my program. Whenever he comes on, I always become enlightened. Tony Powers is with italkus.com. He's educating the folks in the Carolinas and Georgia about liberty, and does it with passion. And every once in a while we get lucky and we can bring him here on our program to talk about it. Tony, real quickly, tell us about iTalk US before we get into a topic real quick.
Well, I hope everybody will try us out. italkus.com. Listen to Powers to the People, Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. italkus.com. That's the website.
All righty. Tell us about what you guys are talking about on your radio network.
Well, we're talking about Hillary's email. We're talking about the election in Israel and the Obama administration's involvement in that. Of course, we're talking about the Iran nuke talks. Lots to talk about.
Yep. So let's talk a little bit about the emails. I think they're fascinating. I actually think she is a dead woman walking politically. I honestly believe that. I believe between emails and Benghazi and the lack of interest in the media about her, it's like, oh my God, not another Clinton, not a Clinton Bush. I mean, that's a nightmare for both sides, I think. I honestly think that the Republicans think hurting her will help them. I'm not convinced of that. I'm almost beginning to think she's about as conservative as any candidate the media is going to let us have, which is why the media is not that passionate about her.
Oh yeah, and this was definitely an Obama hit job. I'm sure they deny it, and of course Josh Earnest said it was baloney. But I do believe the reports I'm hearing from people like Ed Klein and others that Valerie Jarrett was behind releasing that information, that that email account existed, and the fact that she had the server. But you're absolutely right. The way the media is handling this is kind of unusual. Normally they would be coming right to the defense of Hillary Clinton, but you're seeing a whole lot of, the New York Times, even over at MSNBC and CNN and the mainstream media, they're kind of bailing on Hillary here. So maybe they're looking for somebody who's leans a little bit more to the left.
Yeah, absolutely.
In his book, he said Obama was looking for a mini-me, and Hillary is anything but that.
She's very independent. You know what? I think there's what's the fine line difference. My hardcore conservative friends, they're going to disagree with me with this, but I believe this. I believe that Clintons hate my view of America, but they don't hate America. I think Barack Obama and a lot of his minions hate America, and I think that's the difference. I
think you're hitting the nail right on the head there. And that's the problem with the far left. They want Elizabeth Warren. They want somebody at least as far left or even two Obamas left. They want to keep this progressive train rolling. And unfortunately, Hillary Clinton would probably put a damper on that, maybe even turn back some of Obama's advances to the left. And so I think what you're seeing is a little bit of buyer's remorse. She's the only thing they got right now. They want to find somebody else. But I think they're having a hard time doing that. So they're kind of torn. Either they go with Hillary and chance a loss, or even if she wins, seeing the progressive movement taking back a notch, or they find somebody else. And I think the problem is they don't have a bench.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Who do you think that someone that Barack Obama would be attracted to as a candidate?
Well, I think he likes Elizabeth Warren, and I think Valerie Jarrett likes Elizabeth Warren, and I think that's who they would really love to push into that, actually running, but she's still steadfastly saying she's not interested. So we'll see what comes of it, but Hillary's damaged goods, and this is, I think her aspirations to be the next president of the United States are pretty much dashed right now. Unless they can drag this thing out as they have before, and eventually people just get bored with it. But I think there's too much there this time.
Well, think about how much rigor is being done, not only by Congress, but by the media on this, compared to Fast and Furious, compared to Benghazi. I mean, it's astonishing if you think about it.
Oh, well, yeah, and you have a bipartisan approach coming out of the Congress, the House, that they want to look at these emails, and and they're concerned about it. And, we're seeing a little more bipartisanship coming out of Congress when they're looking at these scandals. And I don't think they like the money that the Clinton Foundation has been getting. Now there's word that China was giving them millions of dollars. It doesn't look good, smells to high heaven, and I think the Democrats they're kind of shaking in their shoes right now. They need a candidate, and they see Hillary as probably not their best choice.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I absolutely agree with that. So I'm noticing in New Hampshire, a lot of time with only a couple of minutes left, Scott Walker, George Bush were the big headlines. My big concern about Scott Walker, whom I'm a big fan of, there's something wrong with every one of the candidates, but Scott Walker shows a spine, which I haven't seen much of that in presidential candidates in forever. I'm afraid he's peaking at the wrong time.
Well, there is something to be said about peaking early, and that's not a good thing. And of course, this big push for Bush is just incredible to me. I don't know why the media. Well, I do know why the media is doing it, because they like to pick the Republican candidate. So Jeb is the left candidate, and they're hoping that if they have Hillary as their candidate, that'll give them. At least they can say, well, Jeb is just another part of that dynasty, so which dynasty do you want? And they're hoping to get Jeb Bush because somebody like a Scott Walker, fresh face, a successful governor, who's actually beat back the unions and beat back the Democrats now 3 times in 4 years in Wisconsin, turned a deficit into a surplus, tamed the government employees' unions there. I mean, the guy is a winner, but you may be right. You don't want to peak too soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Is he kind of your favorite at this point, Scott Walker?
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Me
Scott
too.
Walker's. I think he is the guy, and I do believe that if he makes it through the primaries, he'll make a great candidate.
I think so too, and he's the most vetted presidential candidate out there, except for maybe Hillary Clinton. The most vetted. I mean, that guy has gone. I mean, you can imagine the millions the labor unions pay to try to find something that they could use against him. So great stuff, as always. Tony Powers, italkus.com. Appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you. Have a great week.
Look forward to having you back on again soon. I'm Kevin Price. You're listening to The Price of Business.